Corso, he's got one more year left. Is that basically it?
He has one more show.
One more show.
Yeah, he's going to have a farewell show wherever we wind up week 1. That's yet to be determined. And he's going to be 90 years old.
Oh, my God.
By the time that show comes around, and we'll celebrate him the way he should be celebrated. He's the cornerstone, and all the things you mentioned about that show connecting with people and them making it a part of their Saturday morning and feeling that love and connection with them. It's because of him. I mean, he loves the show and the sport and the people involved and the people who cover it and play it and coach it. And, you know, I mentioned this when we announced that he was stepping down, that I think it would have been very easy for him because Fowler did such an unbelievable job with that show for 25 years. And when I came in, it would have been real easy for LC, even though I knew him, to go, yeah, okay, let's see how it goes. Not that way. Okay, here we go, sweetheart. We're going to kill him. We're going to kill him. I mean, that's the way he is. He's like that with everybody that comes in, open arms. And the show will be different without him, but at the same time, I think the things that he has sort of made part of the fabric of that entire show are going to be there permanently. I mean, he's the reason that it has succeeded the way it has.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting on the headgear and the college kids going crazy behind him. My favorite Corso story, and then we'll get to the draft for tonight. My favorite Corso story comes from Rod Woodson, who I worked with for a million years on NFL Total Access on the net. And he tells a story about how he got recruited. And, you know, he's from Indiana. And I asked him, why didn't you go to Indiana? He went to Purdue, as we all know. And he said he was recruited by Indiana, and he opened the door one day to his house, and standing on the other side of the doorstep was Lee Corso. And Corso, rings his doorbell. Rod Woodson opens it up, and it's Lee Corso saying, son, I've just been fired as the head coach of Indiana University. On my way over, I heard it in the car. On the radio. That's how he learned it was done. And he goes, but it's still an amazing school, and I think you should go there.
Wow.
That was what his pitch was, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. He went to Purdue. But it was still just amazing that he's, fired on the way over to see one of the generationally brilliant players to ever emerge from that state. And he's still trying to, you should still go there. Yeah. I mean, that's what he said.
It shows the kind of man that he is.
Right.
And it flies in the face of something that Dick Vitale told me one time, somewhat in jest, a little bit. But Vitale said, you show me a coach who has been fired and says he still roots for that school, and I will show you, insert adjective, liar. Right? so if there is an exception to that,
yes,
it's LC, and I believe that story, and I believe he meant it.
All right, now I got to tell my favorite Dick Vitale story.
Oh, let's hear that.
Because Dickie V would be doing tons of games before SportsCenter, right? And he loved giving Stewart a shout out with me, like, hey, who's coming up next? It's Richard Stu. You got to stay tuned, all that stuff. Awesome, baby. So, cut to being handed a cardboard box by ESPN in 2003. And so I'm on my honeymoon with Susie, who you guys know. And I'm driving on the A1 in Italy, white knuckling, okay? There are many, many, many small cars riding my rear bumper because I'm not going fast enough. My cell phone goes off. Susie answers it. She's like, hello? Oh my gosh, yeah, hold on a second. She hands me the phone, which she would never, if I had answered the phone, she would have, read me the riot act. She hands me, I'm like, who is this, the president? It's Dick Vitale, calling to say how upset he was that I was no longer with ESPN and wishing me the best of luck.
Wow.
And I'm thought to myself, a million things. Which is, I'm driving in Italy and Dick Vitale's calling me right now. This is the coolest thing of all time. He couldn't have been nicer also, Dickie V, And
he remains that way. I mean, there are so many things about ESPN. Look, we make 1,000 decisions a day. Obviously, some of them are probably not right. But the way we have, the respect with which we have treated these legends who've been there forever, like Lee Corso and Dick Vitale and some others, Cliff Drysdale and many others who built the place.
Yeah. Hubie Brown.
Hubie.
Hubie.
Say Hubie, my favorite analyst
the
in
painted
any
area
of all time. foul shots, 3 to make 2, and then I love when he would laugh at things that only he thought were funny. And I say this with, nothing but respect. He was my favorite analyst in any sport ever. I don't think anyone ever taught the game better than he did. I think that's among the things we've gotten as right as anything else.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.